It's the first time I've done this. Whoa! Jeez, that's loud. Which reminds me.
I was back. I wasn't able to escape. A dark presence had stopped me.
Uh-huh. Right. Reminds me. Oh, what did I want to do? I wanted to do something with audio. Interesting that you can put the dialogue over 100. What is hyperacusis? Oh, that's cool. I didn't even realise. Dialogue vibration intensity. Okay, not so worried about that. Yeah, I've done a lot of editing of stuff now. It's actually been 2-3 days since I've
seen the title page of another manuscript.
Last played.
Return. I didn't remember writing it, but it felt familiar, important. I had to find it.
Right. So we have. Oh God, it's been. How long has it been since we were in the dark place? What was the last thing that we did here? Oh, it was the super short chapter, wasn't it? Where we went to our apartments. And that was it. That's all we've done. So it looks like we're going to have a chunk of city block. And certainly light shift, which was something that I questioned during chapter 2, the Casey one. It's called light shift because that's where we can take the light out and shift the world around. Goals then. Right. Yes. I know that feeling. Words of power. We've got some words of power. Words of war. Damage dealt by the last bullets. Increased double barrel shotgun damage. Restores 15% of max health when landing a direct hit with a flare gun. That's not going to be any use because I always reload before then. That's... None of those are actually particularly useful. More chance of not consuming ammo when firing the revolver. Yes. Words of action. Decrease damage from the darkness projectiles. Increases damage dealt to enemies in close proximity. Makes Alan harder for enemies to detect again. Unsure. Let's write.
I would write a new draft of initiation to reach Parliament Tower using another murder site. Scratch was reaching out from the dark place to get Alice. She was out, but still in danger.
Oh no. Mr. Door's back.
Welcome, welcome. Our guest tonight is Alan Wake.
Yay.
Wanted to do something.
I was back, and I hadn't forgotten. I knew how this worked now. I could take control, no more surprises.
What demons he wrestles with in the dark hours of the night.
We sing.
The divine old gods of Asgard, we have created something very special. The song is called Herald of Darkness, but I like to call this next segment the story of the journey of Alan Wake, the musical. We just do what we always do. We'll chat, but instead of talking, we'll sing it.
Sure. What could possibly... This door is locked
from the other side.
Yeah. Right. Okay, so we do not share a shoebox with Saga. We don't have any charms or anything in this version of reality. I guess we're using the television then. Whoop. What have they done?
What the hell?
From what I've gathered, you grew up nice and sheltered with mama's pretty stories and your own made-up fury. And mama gave me a magic clicker. Well, yes, I think it's true and fair to say.
Oh my god. Oh. Ahem.
Drawn to stories early on. My dreams would light up my imagination, and you had nightmares night and day. Yeah, but with the clicker, I chased those frights away. Who knew? So true. So here is the clue of hope to remember. Visions that come true. Abandon the lights.
I've got no actual... Act scared? There is absolutely nothing that I can say to this that will improve the experience that you are undoubtedly having right now. I will talk about musical episodes in a bit. Oh, do I have to end it? Is it just going to reset?
And the award goes to Alan White.
Thank you, thank you.
And all your stories of crime and chilling thrillers of hard-boiled killers became bestsellers. It was all too much, I had to get away.
This must have took an absolute age to get sorted. Climbing into darkness. Oop. You can tell this is supposed to be a full song as well. It's very much got their feel to it. The lighting is, again, you know, they've got video imposed onto flat surfaces, but they've got it emitting light. I don't even know how you do that.
But there is more to it than meets the eye. I never meant for it to ruin my life that way. Who'd you say you lit the jaded lie? Dark shades could never save the day. So sad, but true.
Ah, we need to find some lights. I assume this will... Oh, no. Where is... Oh, that's a gap. I don't actually know where I'm... Have I missed? Because we can't grab the light from here. We can't get back, so... I guess I'm following the arrows. What am I missing? Ah! I've got to keep on following the arrows. There we go. There are more and more shadows, I'm noting. Now we've got to go deeper into the musical section. This is So trippy. But that's the whole point, isn't it? And a new section, I assume. Oh, this is the ferry. Yeah, so this is taking us through the events of the first game.
He could write a new story like Tom Zane before him, and maybe they'd be happy once again. Just one shot, one more chance for him to save their marriage away from the city, a romantic getaway.
That wasn't the point of it. Yeah, the way they interact, the way they get the live action bits superimposed is... Flagon! Oh, I've already got a flagon, apparently. Lights shining.
Still he's a torchbearer, and it couldn't be much clearer. A war meets its warrior, true and right.
That's the thing from the Alan Wake 1 logo. Oh shit, there's actual... Oops. That was not dodging, Dema. I don't have a lot of ammo. Fortunately. Gimme. Oh, I've got flashlight now. I'm going to have to say it. I really, really enjoyed... I've got no... Shits. Ah, shit. Damn it. The concert on stage in Alan Wake 1 at the farm was one of my favourite set pieces in that game. I actually think this is better. Okay, so first of all, flare gun can take out multiple enemies at once. Coffee World is all smiles. GG. Right. I've got no actual gun to deal with them in a normal fashion, so I suppose I could be using the torch more. Oh yeah, I've got trauma packs as well. Yeah, there's definite shades of the Ashtray Maze here, obviously. Oh, I was hoping that would take more of them out. That's a flare. Nope, that's me not reloading. Oh, in fact, we're heading towards the lake, aren't we? Oh, hello. Is this gonna Oh, I like how it mutes the music. Right, I've got one flare left. Okay, that's that section complete. This is great. There's not massive amounts of gameplay here, but back in the room. Huh.
That was interesting.
Yes. Yes, it was. Musical episodes. I love a good musical episode. There is... The musical episode for a lot of people is that moment when some people would argue a series runs out of ideas. Which is bollocks, as far as I'm concerned, because if you have got a good musical episode, and I can think of Buffy the Vampire Slayer off the top of my head, Once More with Feeling, still one of my favourite television episodes of anything ever. The Strange New Worlds Season 2 musical episode, which was on at some point this year, I thought was excellently done. Musical episodes are very divisive because a lot of people think that, oh, it's the writers running out of ideas, they're not taking the source material seriously, etc., etc. And I get that to a degree. The thing about musicals is that they tend to be done, from the ones that I've watched anyway, I can't speak for all of them, but they tend to be done in shows that already have a distinctly comedic side to them. You know, Strange New Worlds, Star Trek, hard sci-fi, kinda, mostly. Did the musical episode work? Yes. Should it have worked for some people? No. So for some people, it was an absolutely terrible idea. How could they do this in Star Trek? It's like, did you watch The Next Generation? Did you watch most of the Holodeck episodes? It's a very interesting thing, and I would argue in some ways it works better in video games because they have that interactive element to this. I mean, I love music and rhythm games. I'm no good at them, but I do really enjoy them. I've got a background in music. I don't talk about this very much because it is, you know how when people say, oh, I've got a background in something, I'm talking 25 plus years ago at this point. You know, I grew up as a musician, but have I done anything musical in the last 2 decades? No. So I've got very much a background, far in the background in music. So I love music games. I love rhythm games. Metal Hellsinger was one of my favourite games released in modern times. Dance Dance Revolution, Buster Groove, all of the kind of old PlayStation classics. Guitar Hero. I sucked at that game. I've still got my guitar somewhere. I think it's in the corner. My Guitar Hero guitar, not an actual guitar. I haven't played actual guitar in 25 plus years. I love musical stuff. And this... I mean, I love the musical bits in Alan Wake, and I listened to so much of the Poets of the Fall stuff. I listened to the soundtrack for the original Alan Wake so much. And one of the things that I'd argue I haven't done and done justice to in this playthrough is the end of chapter songs, because I have been talking over them with my thoughts and feelings and so on and so forth about them. So to take the music that has been specially written for this game and to give us not just a, Alan and Barry on stage with pyrotechnics in the middle of the night, the Taken assault on the farm from Alan Wake 1, to actually have it's not an interactive, really, musical experience, because we're not actually doing things in time to the music, but to give us this conduit for music, which the old gods of Asgard have always kind of brought into the mythology of the franchise, has been just fabulously done. And when I get to watch this back for editing, I'm very, very intrigued as to what my face is just going to be like. I think it's just going to be the kind of dumb, shocked face that I pull. Let us continue with Alan Wake 2. I do like the fact that they've got the the young poets, the young old gods of Asgard, because of course in the universe the old gods of Asgard are now old and retired and so on and so forth, but the Poets of the Fall, who play the old gods of Asgard, they're not. So they've got the kind of younger, or real world essentially, versions of them. This TV is no longer on. I can get out of there. Can't get through there though. No, I really, really enjoyed that. Really, really enjoyed that. I'm sure I missed some stuff. Oh! Oh, it's not over!
Such a dark place, am I trapped in here? Is this real? I cannot remember. There was a manuscript, it held a key. A vicious cycle I must not surrender to. Echo scenes to seek out again and again until I figure it out to bring this song to its end.
Nice little bit of jazz.
You gotta figure it out to bring this song to its end.
I was trapped in an Old Gods of Asgard musical, reliving the trauma of my nightmare-filled childhood. Trapped in the musical, I returned to the events that had led me here, facing the dark presence in Bright Falls in 2010 with Alice. I was trapped in the musical, forced to face my issues and failings, unable to cope with my seemingly perfect success story. Oh God. The audio's off, I think. I'll see if I can fix that in post. Yes, it's off by half a second or so.
And I thought this place couldn't get any stranger.
Artie? Why are you here, Artie?
Herald of Darkness.
It's-
Lost in dirt and
This isn't even meta. This is... It's something.
champion of light.
Catchy, right?
Herald of Darkness. Lost
Yeah.
in dirt
Okay. All his life. Is it just going to play the song again, or is it going to play something different? No, different song. Well, I've kind of gone over my thoughts because I actually thought that was going to be the end, but that was just that. I mean, what was that? 30 minutes. 30 minutes of just brilliant, ridiculous storytelling. I wonder how they managed to convince David Howard that, you know, you're going to play this character called Mr. Door, but we're definitely going to need you to do a musical number. You know, getting Sam Lake to do it, easy enough, because he wrote the game. You know, he's part of the company. He wouldn't have wrote it in if he wasn't prepared to do it, I would assume. That was just beautifully silly, and yet for story purposes, getting Alan to confront his past, reminding him of how he's got here, which, in terms of why would you do that narratively, it's because Alan's forgetting. You know, the dark presence is making him forget, and yet Mr. Door seems to want him to remember. So the question is the dark presence and Door, or are the dark presence and Door, because grammar, are they at odds? What is the purpose of Door? I'd assume that he was part of the dark place and he was therefore part of the shadow of it all. But why would you want Alan to remember if you were actively trying to convince him to, you know, fail? If you're trying to get him to fail? That was just really, really bizarre. Also really, really bizarre is the fact that this didn't used to happen. It's been a couple of patches now. The frame rate in some of the things is like up at 220. I think I've got VSync on, which would be fine if I was running a 220 hertz monitor, but I'm not. It's 144 hertz maximum, and I've got it capped at 120 because That's easily divisible by 2 to 60 for this. I don't know. We're going to leave that episode there. I'm looking forward to looking back at this. Looking forward to looking back. Nothing wrong with that English. It just sounds weird. At this footage. Just so I can... This is why I record stuff. Yeah, one of the things that I said back in my Control playthrough when we got to the Ashtray Maze stuff, it's like, this is why I record this stuff, so I can look back at those moments, the big moments, the moments that stand out in your head. You know, if I'd been doing YouTube back in 2014 when I played Alan Wake for the first time, my reaction to the All Gods of Asgard farm siege, whatever it was called, I imagine that would be quite a fun one to go back and watch every now and again when I'm in the mood for something. Hopefully I don't look like a complete idiot for this, which, to be fair, I look like a complete idiot anyway. I'm going now. Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed this reaction to Initiation 4, what was it called? Sing It? Something like that. Leave a like down below. I'll catch you all in the next one. If you have, if you've seen other people play this chapter, drop down some recommendations in the description. Not in the description. You don't get to write in that. In the comments, drop me some recommendations about people to watch to see their reactions to this, because I love watching people's reactions to this kind of silliness. I'll catch you all in the next one. Cheerio. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, why not click the like button and consider subscribing. Remember, you can ring the bell notification icon to get notified when new videos go live. And until next time, cheerio.